It's very intimidating having such famous lines and such famous characters, just because, like, even in the process of memorization of these lines, it's like, okay, yeah, I gotta memorize this exactly, and oh wait, if I don't, there's gonna be about 50 people in the audience who automatically know that I have messed up a line. And that's always in the back of your head, no matter what. I mean, you can be completely in the moment and in the character, and like you have one little line flub and you're still gonna come out of it a little bit. And it's just, it is very intimidating, but you just gotta work past it and know that what you're doing is true to the character rather than staying true to the script exactly. If you're true to the character, that's much more important than being true to the script, I feel.
Yeah, I agree. It is very intimidating to have these lines that have been spoken by some of the world's most amazing actors and actresses, because Romeo and Juliet, the most famous characters in the entire world, I bet. And it's very intimidating to know that you have so much competition, I guess. And but like he said, like, if you're in the character and you're being true to the character, it really doesn't matter.
Do we have a good working relationship? I'd say so.
Yeah.
I think so.
Pretty comfortable.
Yeah. This is the first time I've ever worked with Hollie.
Yeah, same here. Like, I kind of just met him.
Yeah.
Before the production, yeah.
And it's always a little awkward at first when you're Romeo and you have to work with a Juliet for the first time.
And you just met them, so
yeah.
It can be a little awkward, but I mean, you get used to it, especially when they're like so professional like he is, and it's very comfortable now. Like it's not a problem.
And it's funny because I just graduated this past year, and you are a sophomore?
Junior.
You're a junior now. And she did a scene for the whole department actually last year.
Yeah.
It was Romeo and Juliet, and it was the balcony scene, and she was Juliet. And it's funny because 2 years before that, I did the exact same scene where I was Romeo.
Did not know that.
Yeah. And so it's really neat to like, I still had the lines memorized when her and her partner performed it, and it's like, oh my gosh, this is funny. And so now we're here doing this, and it always seems right. So.
Pretty funny. I did not know that.
Yeah. I've heard that idea before, that Romeo's only interested in Juliet for physical reasons, perhaps, and I think there is some truth to it, perhaps at first, because it does seem like he is going from girl to girl. Although, as soon as, I mean, that's definitely the first part of the play. They're in sort of this dream world, and as soon as that dream is broken, that moment where Tybalt and Mercutio are slain, that is when it becomes real for Romeo, and he goes actually to the friar and he weeps, and he's so upset that, you know, Juliet probably doesn't love me anymore. But then when he finds out from the nurse that Juliet still loves him and still wants to be with him, that he does want to stay with her. And I think that is the moment where it's like, oh my gosh, he's not just in for this physicality sort of thing. It's more than that, because they're enduring through this hardship together, and they both still love each other after this terrible atrocity has been committed, and even more, and it develops even further and further, and yet they still have this drive, this need to be together.
And the love that she shares with him cannot be abolished, no matter what. This guy is perfect for her, and she knows that he's a good guy no matter what happened. And the murder that he commits, she knows what kind of feud goes on between the two families, and that it probably was not his fault. And the murder completely destroys the relationship for like 2 seconds, and she has these second thoughts that, like, oh no, what have I done? Maybe he fooled me. Maybe it was his plan all along to to murder my cousin. And then she realizes there's no possible way. There's no way that she couldn't have seen that kind of evil in him. He's a good person and she loves him entirely too much. And that is such a mature thing to realize at such a young age. And she grows up so quickly throughout the course of this play.
Our version is actually a lot different. It's set in a modern context, which I know that in the Leonardo DiCaprio and Claire Danes one, like that's sort of a modern context. But I think ours fits the modern context much better than that one. Honestly, just because we've incorporated cell phones into it, and they seamlessly are incorporated, it seems. It's so strange that these modern things can be fit into the Shakespearean script even still today. Like these scripts that Shakespeare writes truly are timeless. They can be adapted to any era virtually, and that's what we're trying to do with this one. I mean, we set it in a high school setting with cell phones and all kinds of like this technology that we have now, and it's integrated seamlessly, I feel.
Yeah, definitely. I think that we set it in the modern context much more tastefully. It doesn't seem awkward, no offense to the Claire Danes version, but it fits together and it makes sense, and the lines, like you said, you can seamlessly incorporate like cell phones and the iPods and all of this, and the invitation that's on the laptop and everything, and it makes complete perfect sense, so it's very cool. The gadgetry in the play, because it's in the modern context, everyone in the modern day, really truly in real life, has completely separated themselves from the world, and they can't speak to people, and they hide behind their computers and everything like that, and that's how the play begins, and that's how Romeo and Juliet are to begin with. And then we make this emotional contact with each other, and we are able to reach out to another person and touch them and know them and everything, and that's something that's very rare in today's society. And I think the play addresses that, and how we need to get back to the social contact and the real relationships where you're like sharing with each other. You're not just chatting in separate rooms on Facebook, but you're married. And I think the play does a really beautiful job of addressing that. Spread thy close curtain, love, performing night, and Romeo leaped to these arms, untalked of and unseen. Come, civil knight, and learn me how to lose a winning match played for a pair of stainless maidenhoods. Hood my unmanned blood bathing in my cheeks with thy black mantle, till strange love, grown bold, think true love acted simple modesty. Come, night, come, Romeo, come thou day and night. Come, gentle night, come, loving, black-browed night, give me my Romeo, and when he shall die, take him and cut him out in little stars, and he will make the face of heaven so fine that all the world will be in love with night and pay no worship to the garish sun. Oh, I have bought the mansion of a love, but not possessed it, and though I am sold, not yet enjoyed. So tedious is this day, as is the night before some festival to an impatient child that hath new robes and may not wear them. Oh, here comes my nurse, and she brings news, and every tongue that speaks but Romeo's name speaks heavenly eloquence. Yeah!
That's awesome. Oh boy, how am I going to follow that? I think that my favorite sort of little speech by Romeo at the moment, it changes. It probably changes daily. But I think at the moment is the suave, debonair Romeo when he first sees Juliet, when he goes right up to her. And he says, if I profane with my unworthiest hand this holy shrine, the gentle sin is this. My lips, two blushing pilgrims ready stand to smooth that rough touch with a gentle kiss. Maybe.